So let's see our ingredients, okay? Do you have your mixing bowls? So I have my mixing bowl. Yeah, good. Yeah. Do you have your whisk? Good job. Awesome. Have you measured your flour? Okay, good. Have you measured your sugars?
Yes.
Good. Awesome. Baking powder?
Yes.
Cocoa powder?
I don't know.
Good. Do you have your eggs? All right. So that means we're all ready, and then you all have your vanilla extract. Okay, so we all are set. Good job, guys. So what are we making today? What are we making today?
Brownies.
Yes, we're making brownies. Yeah, and brownies are very, very yummy, okay? They are a form of dessert, okay? So you eat them after your meal. It is not your main meal, so it's not like you're going to be eating a big portion, because once you have eaten your main meal, you know, your tummy will have just a little space. So desserts are just things you eat after your meal. You can use it for tea time, okay? And you can also have it as a snack. It's a yummy snack, and this food originates from the US, okay? So it's an American dessert, okay? Brownies originate from America. Okay, so let's settle down, please. So we're about to start now. It's a very easy recipe. So it's something you yourself you can do. The only thing you cannot do as a child is to put it in the oven. But every other thing, every other part of this recipe, you can handle. So now, let's get our eggs. That's the first thing we're going to do. We need to crack our eggs into our bowl. Ivana, try and crack it into a separate bowl first. We don't want eggshells into it, okay? Because you are still practicing how to crack. So you can crack your eggs into a separate bowl. We don't want eggshells in it, okay? Mrs. A is already an adult, and I know how to crack egg properly. So you as children, when you are practicing your cracking of eggs, crack it in a separate bowl from your mixing bowl so that you don't get eggshells into your bowl. Good job, Ivana. Let's crack it into a bowl. Yay. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Put your fork down, pull it apart. Yeah, good job. You did it. You did it. Awesome. Fantastic. Shemilori, have you guys cracked your eggs? We need 2 eggs. So if you are making more than one, you crack more eggs. 2 eggs for the basic standard one. So if you are making more than one, if you are doubling your recipe, that means you need 4 eggs. So after cracking your eggs now, we need to beat it. Let me wait for Ivana. Well done. Don't worry, it's fine, it's fine. That's a good attempt. Now go and rinse your hands. Okay, children, go and rinse your hands. Good job. Well done. So when you come to the class, we are practicing, so it's part of learning. Don't be hard on yourself. So if you make a mess, that's why you're wearing your apron. It protects your dress. Okay, so now let's pour the egg in our mixing bowls. Pour the egg into our mixing bowl. Remember, remove any eggshells. We don't want eggshells. Okay, so we pour it, and then it's time we want to beat it. Okay, now pour it in your bowl. Good job. Yeah, and now let's beat it. We want to mix it well. Good job. Once you have beaten it very well, okay, and it's well mixed up, now it's time to add our melted butter. I hope you have melted your butter, okay, because This is making of a cake by melting method. We're not creaming. So you need to pour your melted butter. You see my own butter has been melted. So you just pour it, okay? If you've not melted your butter, please, mommy, kindly help us melt it. Just put it in the microwave. If you don't have a microwave, just pour it in a pan and heat it on the gas cooker. Okay, so now when we pour our butter, let's beat it.
I'm done mixing eggs.
Pour your butter into it. Pour your butter into it.
Butter.
Pour the butter into it and beat it very well. Ivana, have you poured your butter? You're waiting for your butter. Okay, good. Let's wait for the butter. So we'll wait for Ivana while she's waiting for her butter. Our mommy went to quickly melt the butter. So while we're waiting, let's add the baking powder. Okay, good job.
Sorry, ma. Our butter is a bit warm. I hope it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Just beat it. Okay. So we are pouring in the sugar now. Beat it. Mix it. Now let's pour in our sugars. The brown sugar and the white sugar.
What's next?
Let's mix in our sugars. We want to beat it well. We're going to add our cocoa powder. Sorry, don't add your cocoa powder yet. Let's add, we're not putting cocoa powder, let's add vanilla. We need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. 1 teaspoon.
Sorry, ma. Do we add the 2 sugars together at the same time?
Please. Yes, we're adding the 2 sugars. So when you add your vanilla, you need to mix it very well too. So can you see the mixture? You need to make it. Good job, Ivana. Well done, Darasini and Shemilore. Okay, so once you have mixed it, you put it aside. You now want to pour your baking powder into your flour. Put your mixing bowl aside. Good job. Now pour your baking powder into your flour. Okay, so this is my flour. We're pouring our baking powder into our flour. You want to mix it together. Now you want to pour your cocoa powder. We're mixing our dry ingredients together. So now we're pouring our cocoa powder into our flour and our baking powder. You want to mix it all together. Okay, so this is my cocoa powder. I'm pouring it into my flour. You can mix it together with I'm mixing mine together with a fork. So you want to mix it together. Good job, Ivana. Well done, Shemilore and Darasini. Please, mommies, I forgot to tell you, we always like to take pictures of the children and what they are doing. Please help me take pictures of them walking, okay? And then we put it.
What did you mix with? Sorry, what did you mix with the cocoa powder?
Flour. The flour and the baking powder.
Okay.
We're mixing the dry ingredients together. So I've mixed my flour with my cocoa powder and my baking. Good job. So it's time now. Let's clean our hands if your hands are dirty, so that we don't want to get dirt into it. I want to clean my hands. My hands are dirty already. So let's clean make sure that your work surface is always clean, okay? You clean up as you go. I'm going to rinse my hands. So if your hands too are messy, clean your hands. It's very important we work with clean hands. Good job, everyone. So we're going to the final stage now of our recipe. Okay, so now we're going to pour. Where is Darasimi and Shemilore? They're washing their hands. Okay. Good. Now, the final stage. We're pouring the flour mixture into our egg butter mixture. Egg butter sugar mixture. You want to mix it very well. Well done, guys. It should be a little sticky like. Can you see mine? Good. Well done. Okay, Ivana wants to try. Mommy, allow her to have a try.
It's heavy.
It's heavy, yeah. And it's sticky. Okay, so it's supposed to be a chewy, okay, bake. I hope you have prepared your baking pan. Ready? Yeah. So how does it taste? Do you like it? Yeah, it's yummy. Okay. All right, so we want to pour it. We're now going to pour it into our prepared baking pan. Make sure that everything is well mixed. You can see me pouring mine. Mommy, please allow the children to try and pour. Let me take pictures of them walking, please.
My own is too strong.
It's too strong.
It's a bit thick.
Okay, maybe you didn't measure your flour well.
Yes.
Or your butter. So if it's too, let me see how thick it is. Can you try and, okay, it's a little thick. Okay, can you measure measure like 2 tablespoons of butter, melt it and pour it into it?
Okay.
Yeah. So make sure you clean up your table as you go. Okay, so now we're going to put it, after pouring it, see mine is ready for the oven now. We're going to pour it, we're going to put it in the oven.
Put our melted butter inside.
Okay, yes, I can see it. Mommy, it looks like this, your measurement self is too much. Because I'm looking at your flour, it looks like your flour is much. How many cups of flour did you measure?
1.
You're not supposed to have 1 cup of flour, that's why it's thick. Your flour is supposed to be half cup. So put 2 eggs.
Yeah, we actually added 2 eggs.
No, what I'm saying is your recipe is supposed to be half flour to 2 eggs. Do you understand?
Oh.
So if you use 1 cup of flour, you have doubled your recipe. So every other thing needs to be doubled.
Okay.
That's why it's too thick. So you need to put 2 more eggs and add a little bit of more butter. You know, now the butter is supposed to be 1 cup. And add more sugar.
Okay.
Mommy, does Mama have a baking pan?
So let's just adjust it. Darasimi, pour yours in a baking pan. Pour your batter in a baking pan. Okay, so mix it now. Let's add a little bit of sugar because you know it will not be as sweet. So for your double recipe, you need 2 cups of sugar. So you've only added 1 cup. So you need to add more sugar. Add 1 more cup of sugar. And then you still add some more butter.
Wait, after we pour it into a baking pan, what will you do in there?
We are putting it in the oven to bake. Okay? So let's put it in the oven. Let mommy put it for you. Let's pour it in the baking pan and put it in the oven. I'm putting mine in the oven now.
We're going to the cake or what?
Brownies don't want to be overcooked. Clear up your table once you are done. Okay, so now let's mix it together now. Let's mix it together. It should be better now.
Yes, it's better.
Yeah, good. Awesome. Yeah.
It's very soft now.
Very soft now. Good. Now we're going to pour it in our baking pan. I hope you have prepared the baking pan.
Our own is a circle. See.
Yes, it's fine. So you need to oil your baking pan first. Apply butter into it. Grease it so it will easily come out. Yay! Now it's time to put it in the oven. Okay? So we're going to bake it for 25 to 40 minutes. So, but yours, because yours is plenty in your pan, it might take a while. So we keep checking it. Let's set our ovens to 180 degree. Okay, we don't want it overcooked also. So we'll be checking it. Okay, so mine will bake faster than yours because
It's meant to cook for.
It's going to cook for about 25 to 35 minutes. We'll keep checking it, okay? We don't want it to also overcook. So meanwhile, while it's cooking, we want to make our frosting. Let's learn how to make the frosting. So in case if you want to frost it, so let's get the ingredients for the frosting ready if you want to frost, but it is not compulsory.
I have one ingredient.
We need butter. We will melt the butter. I want to melt my butter now. Your frosting is just like icing sugar for it. Okay?
We need it. You have the frosting from last time.
Okay, you still have the frosting from last time. It will not work for brownies. Brownies frosting is different.
Okay.
So you need 3 tablespoons of butter melted. You need 1 cup of icing sugar. You need 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and you need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract to make the frosting. So I am going to, so this is the butter. I have mixed my butter, and then you need 1 teaspoon of honey with it. So I have melted my butter, I'm mixing with my honey, I'm pouring it. Dara, see me. So after doing that, I want to add, are you all watching me? I'm making the glaze, okay? So the glaze for brownie is different from the one we used the last time. So for this one, we are using butter, okay? So you can just watch me. So I've melted my butter. I have poured it in my bowl with 1 tablespoon of honey. I have added my vanilla. Now I am going to add my icing sugar, okay? And my cocoa powder. And then I want to mix everything together, okay? I'm going to add a little bit of butter to it. I'm melting my butter now. My brownie is almost ready because I'm doing a single recipe. So for this one, you notice we're not adding our milk, okay? It doesn't need milk. So my glaze is still a little thick. I'll still add some more butter. I'll use my butter to soften it, okay? So we're mixing butter, okay, icing sugar, honey. I don't want it to be too thick. So if you have been preheating your oven, your brownie should not take long at all. I'm going to check mine. Please, children, allow your mommies to check it for you. Don't check it yourself. My brownie is almost done. I just checked it. So my glaze is just the right texture now. So So we're going to apply it and spread it on it while it is still hot. What do you need, my darling?
Started. The icing one.
The icing one. Okay, let me tell you how to make the icing. So you need 3 tablespoons of butter melted. 3 tablespoons of butter. As mommy melted your butter for you, you need 3 tablespoons of butter melted, okay?
The butter is melted.
Good. Now pour it in your bowl. Good. Awesome. You need 1 tablespoon of honey. If you don't have, do you have honey?
Yes.
Okay. So put 1 tablespoon of honey. Mix it with the butter. Good job. Good. 1 tablespoon of honey. Good job. Then 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Put your vanilla extract. A teaspoon. So mix it together. Good job. So you now want to measure 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder. 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Measure 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Well done, ma. So after that, you
Sorry, ma. Our icing has some white particles. I don't know if this is how it's supposed to be.
No, it means that your icing, you didn't sieve it. You need to sieve it.
Oh.
After
making it, we need.
It happened to me too because there are lumps. If there is lump in your icing sugar, so before you use icing sugar, it's always good to sieve it so that there is no particle. Yes. So it will form lumps. So just keep mixing it. It will come down.
Okay.
Just keep mixing it. That happened to me too because I was rushing. I didn't sieve it. So okay. So now, Ivana, you need to get 1 cup of icing sugar. Good. 1 cup of icing sugar.
We don't have icing sugar.
She doesn't have icing sugar.
No, forgot that ingredient.
Oh dear. Do you have a blender?
Yes.
You have a blender. Okay, take some white sugar and blend it a bit. Let it be smooth. So you just put a few tablespoons into it. Blend some white sugar. I checked my own cake. It's almost done. It's smelling now. So yummy, yummy. Let me go and check it again. So my brownies are ready.
My own is not ready.
Yes, because you just put your own and then you are doing double recipe. I did a single recipe, okay? So my butter is not much in my pan, okay? So mine is going
Our isn't ready.
Yes, because you guys made double recipes, okay? Me, I made a single recipe, okay? I'm going to get a plate because I'm going to glaze it on my plate. Just a minute. You always want to glaze it while it is still hot. So I'm going to add my glaze on top, and then I'm going to spread it like you're spreading butter. Can you see what I'm doing? So the heat of the cake is going to help my icing to smoothen out.
I put my melted sugar inside.
Okay, good. So just mix it together. We're just improvising now, okay?
My brownie.
So remember to clear up your work surface. We clean up as we go. Do not leave a dirty kitchen. As I've spread mine, so this is how you are going to spread your glaze on top, and you serve your brownie, okay? So can you see? Let me see if I can get a bigger knife. Use it to lift it up. So can you see a slice of my brownie? Dara, see me? Can you see? After it is glazed, can you see what it looks like?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so this is what it's supposed to look like, and you're supposed to have a bag. Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, where's your sister? So you can see my glaze on top. So that's how you just spread your glaze on it. So yours, because you
I'm
did it,
removing our own right now.
you're removing it from the oven. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. It should be done. Check it. You don't want to overcook brownies. Okay. You know, you didn't put it on time, so it will take a while. So don't worry.
Our own isn't ready.
Okay, that's fine. So once it's ready, you just pour your glaze on top of it like I did. Remember to take a picture and send it to Mrs. A. Okay, so I'll see you next week. We've come to the end of today's class. All right, so your brownie is a dessert. Remember, it is not your main meal. You can have it as a snack, and you have it after your meal. But it's a nice delicacy, okay? That if you know how to make it, it's always good. Once you are having a dinner party, or even a party, or a cocktail, you can have brownies, you know, mini bites. You cut it into small cubes. Have your guests have some, okay? So I'm going to see you next week, and then our other friends will be able to join us too. So you see how I've cut it in small bites. So if you're having a party, you can have it in little bites like this. Have it on trays, okay? And you have your guests. These are just nice, easy ideas that you can use to jazz up, okay, your parties, your events, and stuff that will not cost you so much money, all right? So I'm going to see you again next week. We're going to make something yummy again, all right? So until then, see you.